Hello everyone, welcome back to Data and Beyond. Today we are going to learn about what is RTA and what are its roles and responsibilities, and how can one who is aspiring to become an RTA can go and become an RTA. Okay, so please stay tuned till the last of the video. Here I will be explaining the roles and responsibilities, definition, and if you want to go as a RTA or you want to become a WFM scheduler or forecaster, so becoming an RTA is the first step in that way. So please be in the video, like, share, comment, and subscribe if you like the video and learn new things, and also share it with your friends. Okay, so RTA is a part of WFM team, and what does RTA do? They support the operations in day to day activity. Okay, so turning live data into smart decision for better business outcomes. Okay, so let us see. So, a real time analyst in workforce management is the person who keeps contact centers operation stable during the day by watching live volumes, schedules, staffing, and performance metrics. So, what is the definition of RTA? A RTA is a part of WFM team which supports the operations in the call centers or offices by watching the live volumes, schedules, staffing, and operation metrics. Okay, the core photos of an RTA are service level, staffing, adherence, queue monitoring, connecting with the operations and the team leaders. Okay, and the purpose of the role exists to protect service level, improve agent productivity, and make fast decision when demand change or unexpected problems happens. So why do we require an RTA in the floor? So if the requirement of RTA is because if we see a person has to be there on the floor who who sees the SLA and the adherence of the agents. Okay, the team leads are busy with their own words, so there is requirement of RTA. What does RTA does? RTA has a dashboard open in his monitor or his laptop. He sees whether what is the status of the queue, how many calls are there in the queue, uh, which are the agent who are in long calls. If the agent suppose the AST of 800 seconds, and a person is taking call for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Okay, so it is a long call, so the RTA will give shout out that you are on a long call, please wrap up the call quickly because we have lots of call in the queue. And what are the other things that do he see the SLA, whether our SLA is meeting or not. If the SLA target is 90%, so where are we standing right now, whether we are in 80%, 90%, 92%. If SLA is less than the target achieved, why it is that, and he will see the RCA and try to improve the SLA. Okay, agent productivity. So RTA also, what RTA does, he sees the productivity of the agents, which agents are taking higher AST, which agents are not adhering to their shift, who are taking long breaks, who are exceeding their breaks. Okay, who are doing the late logins, and prepares the reports and shares the operations on day-to-day basis, which helps the operations to work smoothly. In simple words, the RTA is the live traffic controller of the contact center, making sure the right people are in the right place at the right time. Okay, so this is the definition of an RTA, right? So an RTA monitors contact center operation in real time and ensure that service level, staffing, and productivity target are achieved throughout the day. So the main purpose is achieving the target along with the service level, staffing, and productivity targets. Okay, what does this mean? So RTA watches live data from calls, means RTA have to check the calls, chat, emails, and other work channel. Whether our queue is busy or agent fall behind, the RTA responds immediately with the right actions. What does it mean? It means if you are an RTA, so you have to watch the queue. Means there is a dashboard. The tool can be anything. It can be Variant, it can be Amazon Connect, Genesis, IES, or any other tool which you are working on. So as an RTA, you need to keep, you have to keep the looking at the queue, that how many calls are in the queue. If there are huge number of calls, you have to give the shout out to agents who are taking longer calls, who are on long AST. You have to monitor the breaks. You have to see which agent are doing late login and share the report with the team leaders and operations. Okay. And why it matters. Small intraday problems can quickly become customer experience problem. The RTA helps prevent that by balancing workload and protecting performance. And it definitely matters in, if you are working in a operations or in BPO call centers. It definitely small things matters. For an example, if agent are taking, if an agent have 30 minutes of lunch break, and he is taking 5 minutes extra. Okay, so every agent, if I have 35 agents or 50, 60 agents, and every agent is taking 5 minutes extra, so 60 agent into 5 minutes. Okay, so my 300 minutes are gone. And if my 300 minutes are gone from a day, so it means that the there will be more call in the queue. The customer have to wait for a longer time, because we have lost 300 minutes in a day. So it will impact our SLA. So every 5 minutes, even every 2 minutes is valuable for us. Okay, so we have to monitor that. So an RTA helps prevent that by balancing workload and protecting performance. The RTA keeps the operation healthy in real life by combining monitoring, communication, analysis, and rapid decision making. So as an RTA, what what you have to do, you have to see the monitor, you have to do the monitoring work, communication, you have to share the updates with the clients, sometimes with the agents also, and the team leads. Analysis, you have to analyze why the SLA is not meeting, why the volume is going up. Rapid decision making, sometimes we have to take the quick decision making to stabilize the volume. Okay. Key roles and responsibility of an RTA. The first one, which is the major responsibility, is real time queue monitoring. It means continuously monitoring calls, chat, or backend queues, whatever queue you are working. Track service level, ASA means average speed of answer, abandoned rate, AST, occupancy, and adherence. So as an RTA, the main thing that you are going to do is monitor the real time, monitoring in real time, because you have to see the queue, what is the status of your queue. It is low, it is high, it is medium. You have to see the ASA, how quickly we are answering the customer calls, what is my abandoned rent of the floor, AST, what is the AST of the floor, occupancy, how much your agents are occupied throughout the day, adherence, what is your adherence going, because these are the main KPIs of a call centers. Okay, so if you miss on any of these, your SLA is definitely going to hit, and you are going to get an escalation from the client side. Schedule adherence management. Monitor agent adherence against planned schedules and identify late logins, extended breaks, early logout, and not ready or auth misuse. So what what does schedule adherence means? It means that as an RTA, you have to manage the monitor. You have to monitor agent adherence. What does agent adherence means? Adherence means whether the agent is adhering to his shift or not. Suppose if an agent has 9 hours of a shift, he has 15 minutes of first break, 30 minutes of second break, and another 15 minutes of third break. Okay, first one is 15 minutes, second break is of 30 minutes lunch break, and another is 15 minutes. So total 1 hour break he has. So you have to check whether the agent is doing the login at the right time or not, whether he's taking break at his proper adherent proper given time or not, and whether he is doing late logins, he is exceeding his break or not. If he or she is doing something like that, you have to highlight that, you have to share it with their team leaders, and and ask them to not to do this, because adherence impact our SLA. Okay, and if a agent is doing early logout or using auth misuse, so you have to also highlight that. Intraday staffing management. compare forecasted workload with actual workload to find overstaffing or understaffing and recommend OT, VTO, shift extension, or break movement. So what happens? Intraday staff management means forecast. Sometimes our work see the workload. You have to see the workload, whether whether you have overstaffing or understaffing. Overstaffing means you have more number of agents than what is actual required, and understaffing means you have less number of people than actual required. In these two both scenario, what you will do is called intraday management. If you have overstaffing means less number of volumes are there, so in that case what you will do, you will give coaching sessions, you will recommend training. VTO means voluntary time off. And if you have understaffing means high number of volumes are there but you have less number of agents, then what will you do? You will recommend OT, shift extension. Okay, so these are the things that we do as intraday staffing management. Service level management ensure SLA and KPIs target are met and react immediately when call spikes, absenteeism, or system issue affect productivity. So service level management means ensuring SLA and KPIs target are met means as a RTA you have to your priorities are meeting the SLA. If our SLA is 90%, you have to meet it, and other KPIs target like AST, like adherence. You have to see that. Means what happens whenever the call spikes, there are also a lot of shrinkage, system issues, so you have to work on that on the real time basis. Means if there is call spikes, what you have to do, you have to pull the agent from other queue. You have to recommend OT. If there is absenteeism, how are we going to deal with it? So these are called service level management. Real time reporting means that as an RTA you have to share various report with the operations team and the clients team, uh, like like the volume report, like the SLA report, AST, occupancy and adherence of the agents. So these are some of the reports that we share on real time basis on to the operations team, to the client team. Based on these reports, the operation and client take decisions. Stakeholder communication act as a bridge between operations team leaders, WFM, and management by sending live updates on queue health and staffing status. Means a RTA is is one of the most important person when it's come to communication between the ops team leaders, WFM, management. Okay, so as a RTA, we send various reports. Along with the various report, we also send our observation, like this agent is doing late login. Because of this, uh, we are we are we are hitting shrinkage, and due to that, we are also hitting SLA. So in this way, whatever we share our observation with the operations and client, based on that they take any decisions. Okay, so and whenever the operations need any data from us, they ask what is the floor AST, what is the occupancy of this queue, and what is the late login status, what is our tardy. So these are the things that operation asks from us, because we are working on the real time. We are on the floor. Okay, so any data they need, they will ask or they will inquire from us. So as an RTA, you always need to have everything in the back of your hand. Okay, intraday forecast analyze the gap between forecasted and actual volume, explain the reason for deviation, and recommend corrective actions. Okay, one of the most important thing is that volume analysis. What does that mean? Suppose we get the forecast from the client. Forecast means volumes that we are going to receive. The client share us monthly forecast. Okay, and they divide it into daily basis. Means on 1st of January we are going to get 100 calls. On 2nd January we are going to get 80 calls. 3rd January we are going to get 120 calls. In this way, they share the daily forecast value for the whole month. But what happens on 1st January itself? We are seeing that the calls are only 90. On the 2nd January, the call should be 80, but we have seen that there are 110 calls. So we have to analyze that what is the variance between the forecasted volume and the real volume that we have received, and we have to share it with the client, so that the next time when they are going to share the forecast, they can use that data, historical data, and they can create the correct forecast. Okay. Incident management means manage system outage, telephone issues, high absenteeism, and sudden spike, then escalate critical issue to the management. So incident management means sometimes what happens that when we are working with tools, okay, or system, so it can give us some problems, like sometimes there is system latency issue, sometimes the tool will not work in, sometimes our system get lost, sometimes mouse issue, headset issue is there, or there is an IT issue. So these are the issues that commonly happens, and because of that we sometimes miss the SLA also. There is sometimes high absenteeism, means due to high rain, unexpected rain, or due to any major strikes, agents are not there, which increase our absenteeism. Sudden spikes means the forecasted volume was 100 calls, but we are seeing that there are 150 calls. Okay. So these are the some critical and incidental issues that we need to manage. Okay. And managing means we have to handle that on real time basis, and also share the RCA report. RCA means root cause analysis report, to the ops and the clients, okay, on daily basis. Additional responsibilities of RTA. So productivity monitoring, monitor occupancy, utilization, idle time, and ops usage to make sure agents are being used effectively during every interval. So it means we also have to check the utilization of an agent, means we need to monitor occupancy means how much time a agent is occupied in his login time. It means excluding break, how much time he is occupied. So if a occupancy of an agent is very high, suppose it is 90%, 95%, so the agent will face burnout. Okay. So we have to also monitor that. Utilization means how much a agent is utilized in his whole shift, means in 9 hour of shift, how much the agent is utilized. Idle time means how much the agent is on avail time. Odds uses, in which odds an agent is sitting for most of his time, to make sure that agent is used effectively during each interval. Workforce optimization. So workforce optimization means suggest cross skilling, skill movement, queue balancing, and resource reallocation to maximize capacity and reduce bottlenecks. So how these roles connects? All of these responsibility work together. The RTA does not observe the operations. The RTA actively shapes the day by day, recommending changes, escalation, and keeping performance on track. So it is it means that RTA does not only just check the SLA, or does the queue monitoring or the adherence, checking the adherence, late logins, etc. And RTA is one of the most important person on the floor, who sees everything from it start from SLA to adherence, late logins, and based on that observations, he sees reports along with his findings. Means we share daily basis report that this this is our fluidity, this is our shrinkage, this is along with that we recommend suggestions and our observations to the operations and the clients, and based on our observations, they take the decisions which helps the process move smoothly or become much better. An effective RTA helps the contact center stays flexible, efficient, and customer focused even when conditions change minute by minute. Okay. So a RTA, what does he do? He helps the process to stay flexible based on his observations, on his finds out, to to stay to make the process better. live metrics and RTA tracks. These are some of the metrics that a RTA must know and must track. Okay, service level, how well the queue is meeting target response time. Okay, this is all service level. ASA, average speed of answer, uh, how quickly we are answering, and a customer abandoned rate, how many customer leave before getting served, means how many customer are cutting the calls before getting the service. AST, average handle time, means how quickly we are handling the customer. Occupancy, means how much our agent are occupied. Adherence, how closely agent follow their planned schedules. Okay, so every metrics tell part of the story, means these are the metrics which tells a part of the story, but the RTA looks at all of them together to decide the best action. Okay, so we look at service level, we look at the ASA, abandoned rent, AST, occupancy, adherence. So these tell us the part of the story. Okay, but we combine them as a RTA. What we do, we combine them and give the presentation as a full story to the operations, and based on that, on the story or the summary that we provide to the operations, the decisions are taken to make the process better. Okay, so these are some common tools that are used by the RTA on day to day basis to do the words. Okay, Genesis, IES, Variant, Aspect, Avaya CMS, Cisco, Amazon Connect. Then there is Excel. Sometimes the Power BI reports are made over there. So there are other tools also, but these are some common tools. Okay, Genesis, IES, Variant, Aspect, Avaya, Cisco, Amazon Connect. These are mostly used in most of the offices and contact centers. Okay, so the main thing is tool may vary by company, but the RTA rules stay the same: visibility, control, and fast action. So, if you are someone who is trying to come in the role of WFM, so the RTA is the first step in towards that role. So to become an RTA, you need to understand what is WFM, what are the basic key knowledge of WFM, like what is service level, what is ASA, what is abandoned rate, what is AST, what is occupancy, what is utilization. So these are some of the common terms that you need to understand. So to come to this field of WFM, if you understand the basics and the concepts of WFM, then it is fine. You can work on any tool because tool can vary. The tool can be anything. But if you know the core concept and a little bits of stats, you can become an RTA. Once you become an RTA, you work as a RTA. You work on the floor. You get the understanding how this works. After getting the experience as a RTA, you get to move to a forecaster, a scheduler, or a capacity planner based on your experience. Okay, that's all. If you like the video, like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.